This video is sponsored by Truebill. Try it out for free with the link below. I took a few days off, feeling a bit rejuvenated, which means it's time to rate your enclosures, your reptile rooms, your reptiles, whatever you post on Instagram with hashtag GoHerping review. My other Instagram is still gone, but my main Instagram's still there at go_herping, but I'm kind of scared to post on it because I don't want it to also get deleted. But either way, you can post on my behalf and you can get banned instead, starting with what I think is actually a nice beardy enclosure. When someone's like, hey, what's your ideal beardy enclosure? I would say something similar to this, which, I mean, some people are going to disagree, whatever. I don't really care. I actually quite like, I just noticed the paintings on the back. It's quite nice. Now, it's small, in my opinion. I would do it bigger for what looks like to be an adult bearded dragon, but let's give benefit of the doubt, and the beardy comes out, like, frequently, so get enrichment and stuff. It's got hiding places. It's got a hiding place. Okay. It's not perfect, but I think it's pretty close. Wait, is it just eating straight lettuce? Maybe I should have looked at the picture before I started talking about the picture. You know what? The more I look at it, the less I like it. I still like it, but less. Let's start with 3 stars. We kind of always start with 3 stars, don't we? And then we sometimes go less than 3 stars to something I have even more questions about. This account has nothing but cars, like the movie images, and then just this one picture with no context at all. 2 turtles in the enclosure. And I don't know what else is going on. You know, I can't say much about it because I don't really see much. And the first thing that comes to mind is that poor little turtle probably gets bullied for like over food and space. I mean, even look here. This turtle has the nice dry spot. It looks like the only dry spot in the enclosure. And then this turtle's just sitting in the water perpetually. And it's a baby turtle, which means it's very susceptible to issues like its shell not growing well and shell rot and stuff like that. So, look, I got questions, but it's getting smacked with a 1 star, okay? I'd feel guilty giving it anything more than that. And then there's this. All right, we got a very pinkish enclosure from what I'm going to assume is a red light, or we can be optimistic and maybe it's got pink LEDs, but let's find out. No substrate, which is interesting. It's just a very odd shape enclosure. It looks like it's got a decent amount of space, but I mean, it's not going to really go up there. I think my biggest issue with the space is how far away is the heating? Even if it is a red bulb, let's just pretend I like red bulbs. It's so far away. It's probably, let's say it's a 100-watt bulb and it's like 95 degrees here, and then it's like, oh, it's 80 here, and oh, it's 75 here, and oh, it's only in the 70s down by the beardy. I don't know, because there's no information, but they say it's happy. I'm just confused. And until I get clarification, you get 2 stars. This is a hognose enclosure that I can get behind. My only complaint is you should add more substrate, I think. Now, it's a Exoterra or whatever, where you've got the front opening. Actually, it's not an Exoterra. I don't know what brand this is. Zilla, maybe? Either way, you can't add that much substrate because it will pile out, but you could at least fill it to the line, or if you're feeling frisky, you could go to Home Depot, have them cut a little piece of actually, they don't cut plexiglass for you. You could go somewhere and get something as a barrier and make it a little bit higher, because hognoses really like to burrow and have more space to explore. If they just dig for 1 or 2 inches and they instantly hit the bottom, it's kind of boring. It's kind of the equivalent, I think, of having an undersized enclosure. But overall, I don't think it's that bad. So I give it 3, but it could be like 4.5 if more is added. Before we continue, I like money, but it doesn't seem to like me that much. It always leaves my account the first chance it gets. And I kind of also lost track of it. But last year, I downloaded Truebill, so I got super excited when they said they wanted to sponsor a video. Truebill lets you control and manage your entire financial life from one app. You can cancel unwanted subscriptions, set budgets, and even lower your bills, because Truebill will negotiate them for you, ultimately growing your net worth. I had been tracking my net worth and spending through spreadsheets for years, but since it would take so long and it was just kind of a lot of work, I'd oftentimes fall behind or just completely forget to. My favorite part of the app is the recurring tab. I realized multiple subscriptions had increased their prices without me knowing, and within a few clicks, I had them cancel stuff that I didn't realize I was paying for, which actually saved me over $200 a month, and they even negotiated my internet bill. I always check the spending tab, which automatically organizes every single penny you've spent into a pie chart, so you can realize you're spending $200 a month just at cookout alone. So if you also like money and you want to try them out for free, which I don't really know why you wouldn't want to, you can go to truebill.com/GoHerping or the link in the description. Thank you, Truebill, for sponsoring. I like your app. And now back to rating. And we've got I really want to like this enclosure because it's really cute. I like this first picture. I like the shape of it. But there's an adult leopard gecko, and it looks like a legitimately very large leopard gecko in a not very large enclosure. The whole thing is questionable to me. We've got a lot of red lamps already, and we're only like 5 enclosures in. Do people agree with me that red lights are just kind of lame? Apparently not, because so many people use them. I thought that it was one of the more universally accepted, like, at least don't use red lights at night. I have personally used red lights during the day because I would run out of non-red lights and I'd have like a few more animals come in. I'm like, well, frick, I've only got these red ones. So I'd use those until I get something else. It generates heat. I don't think the color is really that big of a deal. It's just that I think it's safe to assume most people using the red lights are leaving them on 24 hours a day, because otherwise, why would you buy a red light when it's generally more expensive than just a normal light? I think there's the assumption that, oh, it's okay, it's fine at night. I forgot to breathe. I don't know. I guess leave your opinions on red lights, but either way, it's just so small for the gecko. But it's really cute. It's like, so I'd say it's like a 5-star on looks, but like a 2-star on everything else. Which means it's a 2-star. Okay. But it's cute. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying, kind of. We got a Crested gecko, where the only information is he is fat. With the red light. We're 6 enclosures and 50% have had red lights. I think this is proof. The red light's clearly going to be on at night. A Crested gecko, unless your house is freezing, you can probably just have no lights on the Crested gecko, at least at night, unless you're like dropping into low 60s or something. But if it's like around 70, just turn off the light. It doesn't need it. If you really need to heat your Cresty at night, I would say a ceramic heat emitter, but they dry out enclosures a lot, so you probably don't want to use that. You could literally just stick a heat mat on the side. I think it would like that. It would look kind of ugly, but I don't know. You could do radiating heat panel, something else that I haven't actually used. So how about that? Another call to action: leave your recommended heating for Crested geckos at night when it's too cold in the comments. That's a very specific request, but yeah. We got, I assume, a leopard gecko because of the Tupperware in the center. It is, in fact, a leopard gecko. This is small. This is so small. It's a 10 gallon. I don't know where the idea that 10 gallons is a good base size for leopard geckos when you could double it for basically the same price. Like upping it to a larger size, even just a tub, or even you could literally, like, I don't even use rack systems, but you could get a rack system bigger than a 10 gallon for a leopard gecko because it's only like, I don't know the dimensions, hold on. Because even though a 10 gallon is kind of tall, it's only 20 by 10 inches of space. And many leopard geckos get up to 10 inches. So, I don't know, that's kind of small. It's cute though. I think yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. I think if you just scaled up what you were doing here, it'll probably be fine. Although, when I think of it, there's no like thermostat, and that's also a red light. And what is that light? I keep starting off looking at the image like, okay, pretty good, and then I dive deeper and I'm kind of disappointed. 2 stars. 2 stars. All right, believe it or not, I bet you this is going to get a higher rating than most of the others. But let's check out the images first, okay? We got 2 tubs. It's kind of hard to see in them. We got a spray, automatic sprayer, a ball python. I don't know what this is. A king snake? Oh, it's a California king snake. Okay, it's admittedly kind of hard to see in the tubs. You could have done us the courtesy of opening the lid and then taking the picture, but despite how horrifically ugly this is, no offense, but it's pretty ugly, it works. And I bet the animals are happier. And if you're the kind of person to prioritize the happiness of your animal over how it looks, maybe you'd agree. I actually think this is good. Look, you've got the thermostat, you got the lighting, and tubs are cheap. They're effective. It's, I don't know, I really only have good things to say other than that it's ugly. So, believe it or not, I'm gonna give this 4 stars because it looks like it works. But again, I can't really see much going on in the enclosure. So, take that rating with a grain of salt. Maybe you'll send a new picture in and I'll realize, wow, it's pretty bad inside. And then we'll have to do the first ever taking away stars from a person. That'll be kind of sad. I like how this looks, but I keep being disappointed. So let's set our expectations extra low for this one. We got a bearded dragon. I like the look so far. All right, I can't really see much in the enclosure because it's so dark, but it looks, I really like the pictures. This looks good from what I can tell. From what I can see, this not only looks cool, but also is pretty unique. You've got a very dark black theme. I assume it's like foam on the back, and you got all these little plants coming out. I think this looks neat. The UVB, I would say, is too far away. I'd say move the UVB closer, but at least it's not on the other side of the enclosure like everyone does, where they're like heating here, UVB all the way over here, so that they can't have both at the same time. That's kind of annoying. I like this. You know what? It's 4 stars. This is pretty neat looking. Very themed, I must say. There's no close-up pictures, but I like what's going on here. It's very clean, very sleek, and it's pretty contrasted from this. I don't actually know which one I would prefer. I like the room. It's a 4-star room. Leopard gecko tank setup. All right, I kind of like when there's a picture first where we can like prepare, like, are we gonna be disappointed? And then we can click. It's a red light. Why is every enclosure in this video have a red light? All right, so it's kind of, I can't see close up too much, but you got, I don't know. I just can't look past the red light. I'm just so confused. All right, is the next one gonna have a red light? It does not. Incomplete ball python cage. Why would you submit your incomplete cage? Why is every picture so... Every picture is individually blurry. Wait, do we have any non-blurry pictures? The only non-blurry picture is this one. Well, it's incomplete and it's blurry. I don't know. It's stars pending. Next up, we got a Crested enclosure. Let's check it out. It's very full. I've been seeing these a lot. This like coconut thing with the ladder coming down. I'm guessing we'll see more of them as well. You got pothos, you got moss, you got sigonium. That's not sigonium. I was on a roll though with naming plants like pothos and moss. Yeah, this thing is actually pretty cool looking, I must say. And some isopods. I think it's a nice Crested setup. A lot of people keep them too bare, but this one's not bare, so I'm giving it. You know what? I would normally give this 3, but I'm giving it 4 because I'm kind of disappointed this episode so far. You're welcome. GoHerping review. Hashtag bearded dragon. Okay. All right. It's not a red light. Good job, sport. 2 stars. Next up, ball python enclosure, which has a little theme going on that I've seen in some other, actually my own ball python enclosures when I was a kid, others as well, and that's those little white specks hanging around the enclosure. That's all little bits of shed. Ideally, snakes like ball pythons, because ball pythons are in fact a snake, in case you did not know that, generally shed in one piece. And so it looks like your humidity is just too low. So you can boost that humidity. You could throw something on top of the screen. You could put some plastic, some tin foil. Not all of it. You don't want the animal to suffocate, but that'll help. And you could spray a bit more. You don't want it to be soaked, but you've got cocoa fiber, which absorbs water well and kind of releases humidity over time because the water evaporates. Yeah, and that will probably help enough because you've got some rough surfaces in there. I'm guessing it's just too dry in the enclosure. But you didn't choose the ball python, so maybe it's absolutely covered in stuck shed, and I'm being too nice to you. But I mean, it's kind of it's fine. But there's work to do. 2 stars for now, but I think it can be improved pretty easily to like a solid 4 with what you've got started here. Also, I would say more hiding spots and just more everything, more humidity, more hiding spots, maybe a little more space, and some more decor. Why not? I want there to be more decor. Do what I say, please. Thank you. We got Mr. Steal Your Girl. That's cool. I haven't actually seen that set. I'm sorry to say I'm not a Mustang fan, but I like the pictures. It has my respect still, It's 4 stars, but it'll be 5 if it was a different car. Dart frogs, I don't actually see them that much, especially on the hashtag. I don't really get their popularity. I always thought that they were getting more popular, and then I never see them again. I guess it's just a very niche group of people that get them. They've always been one like, oh, I kind of want dart frogs, then I literally never get dart frogs, but it's cute-ish. It's not really cute. It's neat looking though. It's an alien. And who doesn't want an alien in their house? A Uromastyx enclosure with nothing but seeds as the substrate. I've never actually done this with Uromastyx, but I've heard people do it pretty often where they're seed eaters, which is kind of weird. There's not many lizards I feel that eat seeds, but people figured it's not a bad idea to just make the entire substrate seeds, because why not? It's cheap. They can eat them. Yeah, there's nothing bad about it. I just think it looks kind of silly. But either way, I think it's interesting to see. And because you bring variety, it's 3 stars, but it's just kind of boring to look at. So that's all you get. We got double red lights. That's red light number like 11 and 12 in this video. With a beardy and a leopard gecko. Let's check them out. They're very clean. Well, never mind. I was gonna say the carpet's gonna be clean for 2 seconds until something happens and they spilled the calcium dust everywhere, but at least that doesn't do anything bad in particular. I used to be one of the people that would always keep a bowl of calcium. Basically what I used to do is dust insects with calcium with D3 and multivitamins, and then I'd have a container with calcium without D3 where they could just go and like lick it up themselves. I never really had any of the geckos do that, so I just don't even put the calcium bowl in enclosures anymore. I don't know if it makes a difference or not, but why the red lights? I don't really get it. And also oh wait, actually that one has a double. There might be a UVB in there, we just can't see it because of the disgusting blindingly red light. I think these are actually fine-ish, but you don't get more than 3 stars. In fact, you get exactly 3 stars. Trying out some Zoomet products and I can say I'm pleased. I don't know why I just read the caption. I got a different bearded dragon enclosure because the entire substrate is just dry moss, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If I put some of the beardies that I have here on moss, they would all try to eat it instantly, and I'm not sure I'm assuming they're not supposed to. But also, how do you clean it? They're gonna make a mess, and if you rip up a chunk of moss, you're just gonna have this weird hole. If it wasn't dried moss, it could grow back into place, but then again, your beardie would probably not be very happy with the amount of humidity that would create. I think it looks really cool though, so if you ripped that off, I'd give you 3.5 stars, but you're keeping the streak going with the... And we got, I think this is the person who like dominated one of the last episodes, who had like 3 enclosures in the same video. They're just so, I think it's like the materials used are so rarely seen with enclosures in general, but especially the species that they do, like there's a retic in this. I mean, it just looks so different. I think, maybe I could be wrong, but I feel like it would look better without the colorful bits and just like the dark moss. So it's kind of like a dark little swampy, foresty look, but it's cool. And they're always very unique. So 4 stars. I checked this account and I don't think that they have any updates on this, but I am very curious to see. So I'm requesting an update picture. This was 7 weeks ago, building a Tegu mansion. This looks literally bigger than some of the houses that I drive by. It looks pretty. It looks like you're using, I don't know, maybe not recycled wood, but like cheaper. I think it's recycled wood. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm very curious to see what comes of this enclosure. So I'll be looking out for an update. And finally, let's finish it off with something that's not exactly eye candy. It's kind of boring to look at, but probably checks all the boxes, assuming the husbandry is fine, like temperature and humidity wise. Yes, this is painfully boring to see, although there is a burger Lego truck. But the important thing is, the corn snake's got what it needs. It can bury in the aspen, it's got its Wawa, it's got some hiding spots, it's got toilet paper, because for some reason, corn snakes really like toilet paper tubes over all other species of animals. And it's boring, it's bland, but I bet the snake might still be happy. So, with that, I'll give it 3.1 to get just a little bit higher than average. But that'll be it. If you want me to rate your enclosure, you can post it on Instagram with the hashtag GoHerping review. Thanks again to Truebill for sponsoring this video. You should, I recommend you go to Truebill. You don't have to, but I'm just saying you could go to truebill.com/GoHerping and try it out for free and see if it's worth it for you. It definitely is for me. I've been using it for over 6 months now, and it's a pretty cool app. That'll be it. I'm Alex, and thanks for watching.